Tastam parikramya pranamya cha nruparbhaka. Make the note. Parikramya pranamya. Parikrama, we all know. Pranam, so those two are very important. Yayo madhuvanam punyam hare charanachachitam. So either you go to Madhuvan, so Vrindavan, Madhuvan forest, or you make your home, your heart as Vrindavan consciousness, as Prabhupada did, Prabhupada brought Vrindavan consciousness. So that is very auspicious, supremely auspicious, by taking shelter of the Lord there. Because Madhuvan is filled with Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu, Lord Narayan, killed the Madhu demon. So that's how that is named Hare Charana Charchitam. Translation by His Reverend A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada Vijay. When Dhruva Maharaj, the son of the king, Uttanapada, was thus advised by the sage Narada, he circumambulated. Narada, his spiritual master, Pranamya and Parikramya, both are there here. Please make a note. He circumambulated Narada, his spiritual master, and offered him respectful obeisances. Then he started for Madhuvana, which is always imprinted with lotus footprints of Lord Krishna and which is therefore especially auspicious. To repeat, when Dhruva Maharaj, the son of the king, was thus advised by the great sage Narada, he circumambulated Narada, his spiritual master, and offered him respectful obeisances. Then he started for Madhuvana, which is always imprinted with lotus footprints of Lord Krishna, which is therefore especially auspicious. So point 1, point 2 are being pranamya, parikramya, and then taking shelter of the Lord. Those two are the important points here. Verse number 63. Tapovanam gate tasmin pravishto antapuram muni arhita arhanako ragna sukasina vachatam. Tapovanam gate tasmin pravisto antapuram muni arihita arahanako ragna sukasina vajatam. So Narada Muni is telling Uttanapada. Dhruva Maharaj left, so Uttanapada is in great distress, like Arjuna was in the same, sat down on the chariot, is crying. So same way, Soka Sambhigna Manasa. So similarly here also his face all became pale and he was almost like crying, he lost things. So Narada Muni going there and instructing him. So he's asking what's going on. He wants to reveal. Narada Muni does it many times. So during the past times. Translation of Prabhupada. After Dhruva entered Madhuvan forest to execute devotion service, the great sage Narada thought it wise to go to the king to see how he was faring within the palace. So that is the nature of the pure devotee, Paramahamsa devotee, advanced devotees, to induce insight, inspire. So by their actions, by their thoughts, by their association, making us remember the Lord, making us remember the instructions of the Lord and the spiritual master. As Vidra did, Maitreya did, Sukadeva Goswami did, Sota Goswami did. So when Narada Muni approached, the king received him properly, offering him due obeisances. You see that in the previous verse, pranamya, parikramya. Here, offering him obeisance. How important. After being seated comfortably, Narada began to speak. Verse number 64. Here it has purport. Narada Vacha, Rajan Kim Jayase Dirgam. What are you meditating, Dirgam, for so long? Did you lose something? Mukena Parisushyata. This Parisushyati is there in the same Arjuna chapter 1. Rishyate Kamo Dharma Va Arhena Samyuta. This is similar to Vrtrasura's case. You read. First time when they came, they didn't give any instruction because that's the time, place of a person's qualification. Is he ready? Prabhupada didn't instruct many times. When different guests came, Prabhupada didn't preach to them. Then the disciples understood. Oh, Prabhupada didn't preach. Why? Because he's not ready. He's ready to enjoy nicely. So he's not ready. So here also same thing, Narada Muni saw. He only asked for dharmartha kama. He didn't even ask for go for liberation or beyond. Pancham Purushartha. So that is the point here being made. Narada Vacha Rajan Kim Jayase Dirgham Mukena Parisushyata Kim Va Narushyate Kamo Dharma Va Ardhena Samyuta. So Kama, Dharma, Ardha. Three things only. Fourth thing is not there. Fifth thing is not even there. Narada Vacha Rajan Kim Jayase Dirgham Mukena Parisushyata. But doesn't mean here for this circumstance that's how otherwise these two and their sons are already almost like empowered or expansions or partial expansions of the Supreme Lord. They're very highly advanced devotees, elevated personalities. Uttanapada, Priya, and Priyavrata, Dhruva Maharaj, all these are not ordinary persons at all. Kimvana Rishyate Kamo Dharmo Varhena Samyuta, translation by Prabhupada. The great sage Narada inquired, my dear king, your face appears to be withering up, and you look like you have been thinking of something for a very long time. Why is that? Have you been hampered in following your path of religious rites, economic development, and sense gratification? The great sage Narada inquired, my dear king, your face appears to be withering up, and you look like you have been thinking of something for a very long time. Why is that? Have you been hampered in following your path of religious rites, economic development, sense gratification? Purport by Prabhupada. The four stages of advancement of human civilization are religiosity, economic development, sense gratification, and for some, the stage of liberation. Narada Muni did not inquire from the king about his liberation because at this time he is morose. He's thinking about his son, what the incident happened between Suniti and Surichi, and Uttama was sat nicely on the lap because of Surichi's son, very affectionate. So Prabhupada will mention throughout these 82 verses only. If we all read this particular chapter, we can go back, come back to God, and we can perfect, especially read some of the purports, 70, 71, 74. In the beginning, first few verses, Brahma's sons being born, Dharma, religion, irreligion, both are there, backside of God. So, like if you don't walk towards the sun, but you stay, close your room, you can get sun rays. So, it's up to one's decision. So, accordingly, then how to come out of that. So, the three principles, religiosity, economic development, sense gratification, since those who engage in such activities are not interested in liberation. So, because of Narada Muni, Dhruva Maharaj, Prabhupada writing so much on Dhruva Maharaj. But we don't need we cannot even compare Dhruva Maharaj, we cannot do what Dhruva Maharaj did. We just need to follow what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Prabhupada writing, these instructions in this. In such activities are not interested in liberation. Narada did not inquire from the king about this. Liberation is meant for persons who have lost all interest in religious, ritualistic ceremonies, economic development, sense gratification. Otherwise, they will have no interest. Why they will inquire about liberation if they are always trying to adjust materially, how to, so how to get more money or how to sustain themselves or to manage worldly affairs on day-to-day basis, then where will you have time? So thoughts cannot go on the ultimate points. So we'll understand more. Om Jnanativam Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Lagete Girim Yat Krupa Tamaham Vande Sri Gurum Devataram Paramanandamatam Sri Chaitanya Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Krupa Sindhu Vaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo Ananta Koti Vaishnava Ki Jai. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री वासादि गौर भक्त वृंद. What a beautiful darshan of Panchatattva से dazzling. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Shri Rupa Goswami Prabhupada Ki Jai, Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai, Gaur Bhaktam Ki Jai. So in these three verses, first verse is being told after instructing Dhruva Maharaj, what did he do? First thing he did, 62 verses telling Pranamya and Parikramya. We covered before also many times, but very important. Offering obeisances and circumambulating. Circumambulating 3 times to the deities. Many temples have that facility. So this is there in many places, in many purport, nectar of devotion also, chapter 6 or chapter 8. 64 limbs of devotion service in a real class I'll be talking about. Many important points are being laid out. If you want to practice Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti, which we are, first two, the Guru Ashrayam, Sadharma Pucha, Sadhu Marganugamanam, Vishramba Sevanam, these are already mentioned. Out of those 20 principles, 3 are very important: taking shelter of spiritual master, taking initiation, and submitting to serving and understanding. Those 3. And if you look at this whole chapter, Prabhupada is emphasizing that one must be very serious to follow Dhruva Maharaj. So that means that very serious. First one should accept the spiritual master. So not even further inquiries, but at least first offering obeisances. This you can see that repeatedly throughout Srimad Bhagavatam. So many examples. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, first initiation during sannyas, both times he circumambulated his guru, offered obeisances. You'll see that in the third canto, the sages circumambulating the Lord. In the 10th canto, you'll see that Yogamaya, when Krishna was born, demigods prayed. That time, Yogamaya herself offered obeisances, circumambulated the Lord. Then, yes, I will do as you instructed. So that and few other places throughout Srimad Bhagavatam, we'll see this point. Even Dhruva Maharaj himself did that now. Even Ajamil did that. So that means is accepting, because when will you do that? You're circumambulating and offering obeisance as soon as you see. That also is throughout, I think, in one of the purport. As soon as you see the spiritual master. So I think one of the purport recently I read, I think in this chapter only. Otherwise, if you neglect that, it's a serious offense, Prabhupada writing in one of the purport. And you rectify that. Next time it doesn't happen. Prabhupada told Sutta one time. Yeah, devotee. Half obeisances, yeah. This fall down has started now. Half obeisances. So because that submission has to be there. If you accept the spiritual message as good as the Lord, even though we chant, mechanically we chant Sakshat Aritvan every day. But that has to be put in practice. That's what it means. Krishna consciousness, you have to put that, what you are learning, why we are chanting, what is the meaning, that has to show in the actions. So there's as soon as you see spiritual man, you bow down, and when he comes again inside your close by, then again you bow down. There's nothing wrong going down 2-3 times, no problem. How many times Raghunath Das goes on board? Hundreds of times. Not only to the deity, to the devotees also. So because that means that they are most humble, even though they are expert in everything. But at the same time, they are so much humility. That I can't take this, your humility, give up this humility. So that naturally comes by mechanical, at least you try. Then naturally it comes as our consciousness automatically get changed. If you don't even mechanically apply it, no circumambulating, no obeisances properly, then it's very difficult to come to that consciousness. That means we're not accepting the guidance and authority. We're not really ready to follow the spiritual master and founder Acharya's principle. So we're ready to jump. Yeah, Bhakti Jara Maharaj, every time he used to come inside. My Guru Maharaj also mentioned, I have read few other times. Every time he used to come in front of Prabhupada, every time he used to offer obeisance. Why? Yeah, that's why you can see the transformation results. So we have to learn, because the Acharya means they teach by the lessons. If you don't follow it, it's only for them. Then why they are teaching us? It's for us to apply it and follow it. So then we can see the same results in our life. So that is the first principle from the first verse 62. And then 63 and 64 is telling that how one should be mold their lives throughout. This whole purport, 71, 72, last few verses also. One devotee is enough. One pure devotee can push the whole earth down by just with thumb. Dhruva can do. The whole pure Krishna consciousness, whole Brahman, everything was agitated. All the demigods, they all have to. Just only one devotee is enough to convert the whole universe into Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada writing. So that means one has to become like Dhruva, very determined that I must please, very seriously please my spiritual master. They're expert in giving personal instruction to his disciple, Prabhupada writing. And that means one should be submissive. If the Guru is not seeing his submissive nature, then he is not going to give any personal instruction. Because even after hearing from his classes, we don't try to follow, emulate what is instructing, to cooperate, to work together, to serve, to hear, to chant. That itself we have in the general instruction. What to speak of personal instruction? Why will they give personal instruction if you don't even follow general instructions? So if you do follow, the Lord will make it. Lord will inspire the spiritual master in the heart. Please, this is very nice. He's doing very nicely, wonderful. Please give him some more instruction, inspire him. So that is the point here. Dhruva Maharaj was such a devotee, not only of course tested, our spiritual master also test us. Yes. So they will give small services, and that itself we have a hard time. Like throughout Srimad Bhagavatam, this has been repeatedly been told. First class disciple, second class disciple, third class disciple, fourth, fifth class disciple. In Yayati's case, that has been given as first class, second class, third class, fourth class, some Purus example. Through nectar of so many places, throughout Bhagavad Gita also, Sthita Prajna, there also, throughout Bhagavad Gita also 4-5 times, giving either characteristics of a pure devotee, advanced devotee, what Krishna likes in devotees, is mentioned. So many different ways this has been explained. So that means at least we should operate on second class. Second class means spiritual instruction, we follow it. First class means then if you operate on second class, at least slowly, gradually come to first class. You understand the mood and mission, you operate without him instructing it, you operate on that. That is Dhruva Maharaj. Even Narada instructed, he exactly followed the instructions as it is, not a change. That's why he could perform master. That's why he could come to. That's why Lord has personally has come. So within 6 months, within short time, he's so determined. So because he understood the goal and he wants to attain the goal. So if you also same thing. So if you want to attain going back home, back to Godhead, so that here in this particular point, so we are also have to be ready. The practitioner means you have to be ready to receive the instruction, ready to receive instruction from the spiritual master. So Dharma, in this case, Uttarapada was a little morose, he is not ready. Chitraketu Maharaj also was not ready. He was looking for a son at that time. So they didn't instruct him. They didn't bother to give him any instruction further. Same way, if you are not receptive enough, neither spiritual master nor advanced devotee will not give service, will not give instructions. Or sometimes, even if you try to offer, they will not accept. They will not say anything. They will not. So, yes. But if they see the genuinity and the real honesty and no agenda, they can accept, even though they must have eaten, they must have done, they may not in a position to accept, but still they can accept. Because out of love, they are seeing so much love, then they accept. If one time they cannot, the second time at least they will accept. But if they don't see that receptivity, genuinity, honesty, no agenda, nishkinchan, then why should they? Why should they? Neither Paramatma inspires the devotee either. So that is these characteristics, these mood has to be developed, because that's why the whole Krishna consciousness is consciousness. Bhava Lord is only extracting, the pure devotee is extracting the what consciousness this devotee is carrying it. That is a real important. Dhruva Maharaj is fully surcharged with that consciousness of the spiritual master Narada Muni has so much reverence, so much 100%, and he has accepted that. I'm very weak. You tested me, but my blood is boiling. I can't accept all these things. I just want to attain that goal. You just tell me what to do. And he has clearly told, this is the mantra. Beautiful Lord, nice. This is how he looks. You made it on this beautiful form of the Lord, and exactly follow this austerity, and exactly followed. He didn't concoct, he didn't add, he didn't subtract. He exactly followed the guidance of the spiritual master. Prabhupada writing throughout this chapter. If you follow the same way, the guidance of spiritual master, his instructions, then your life will be perfected. You will in this life only. It doesn't take any next life. Not needed. This life only. Very serious. One has to be very serious. One is serious, 3 lifetimes. One is very serious. Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur has told, and Prabhupada is writing this in the purports in this particular chapter. That is the real point in this particular 3 verses also. If you want to be like Uttanapath, no, I'm not interested. Forget about this liberation. I want nice job. I want nice home, nice car, nice company, nice cell phone. So nice pictures I can take. So everything nice. Live happily with all the facilities, and let me be comfortable. Then neither Krishna nor Guru nor advanced devotee, they cannot give you the instruction, they cannot give the guidance, they cannot train us in the ultimate process, ultimate end. Yeah, because we are not ready, not receptive. Why should they? The Lord is saying as Paramatma, neither he will inspire the advanced devotee and guru and spiritual master. Not going to happen. So that is the point we have to learn from here, from the kind of from Uttanapadas, these two verses. So we should be ready to think about devotees. Generally, we are not ready to do the liberation even fourth. We are ready to follow Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because we are the followers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Pancham Purushartha. Clearly, everywhere it is. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come specifically for that only. He is not come to give liberation. We are not interested. Kaivalyam narakayate, Trizapur akasa puspayate, Vidhi Mahendraaditya katayate. So, Karunya Kataksha Goro Yavastama. We are ready to follow Chaitanya Mahaprabhu always. So we are not interested to become Karmi, we are not interested to become Gnani, we are not interested to become Yogi either. Yogis, so many thousands of years they are living and but what Dhruva Maharaj did in 6 months, he could control the whole universe. Everybody has to come to the Lord to find out what's going on, where everything is choked up, the whole universe. One person, one devotee. So that is the power of Prabhupada, that is the power of Ramanujarya, Madhvacharya, all these Bhakta Siddhanta. So because they are so empowered, so surcharged, so humble to follow, accepting their previous Acharya as a life and soul. That doesn't mean they neglected. Bhaktivinoda didn't neglect. He didn't give up the job. He didn't run away. He didn't give up maintaining his children. Nobody is telling. Bhagavad Krishna is not telling. Neither Prabhupada is writing. Yeah, give up your job and give up your family and then go somewhere and sit in Vrindavan and do it. No, that is not the instruction you will find. And so that means you can do this both. Most of them are grahasthas. Arjuna was a grahastha, so that means we can also do it. Only lacking is our faith is lacking, our submission is lacking, our goal is lacking, our desires are not aligned. So then naturally we are falling short. So if you can fix that, then yeah, if he is Viswambara, why he cannot give you a job? Why he cannot maintain your home? Why he cannot maintain your children? Why he cannot arrange your children's college? Why he cannot give you the children marriages? Go, it's obvious. That means we need to have a conviction, 100% faith. Just leave it up to the Lord. You endeavor it. Yeah, you wait for the results. Questions you may ask, spiritual master. Pertinent questions. Valid questions. It should be based on the goal, real goal. We simply ask, Prabhu, I am not having job. Prabhu, I have problems in the house. No, those are not pertinent questions because it is not for a real goal. If it is obstructing your real goal, then you ask these questions in line with that, then yes, those are valid questions. If Krishna is not even the picture, you don't want perfection, you don't want Pancham Prema, love God, then those questions are not valid. To ask the spiritual master advanced, you're wasting their time and your time. So you have to ask questions, has to be really relevant questions. Yeah. So Agartha Kalatvam otherwise. Namagana Sadaruchi. How to increase taste for the holy name. How to increase taste for hearing. Just by hearing only you can go back home, back to God. But it cannot be parrot hearing. So that means it has to be applied. Every day we have to apply. What we are reading, whatever verse we are reading, we have to apply it. And so we have to observe this mind. Mind is so dirty. And so minds are, if you observe our mind where it is going, yeah. There's a Bhaktivinoda Thakur writing in Chaitanya Sikshamrita. After eating your lunch, don't sit down, Baba, in your sofa. I do that. I'm still trying to figure out how to fix that. Minute you sit down, what it tell next mind? Relax. 10 minutes you sleep nicely. Gone. 1 hour gone, 2 hours gone, sometimes you sleep only. Yeah. But Prabhupada chastise that if you do that. Karmis are not doing what you are doing. Why you are sleeping? Daytime. Yeah. So these principles are for us to apply it. So apply it, and because we cannot be lackluster, we cannot become just lazy, because then you can't become like Dhruva, very determined. Of course, his level is very high, but at least in our level, we can be determined at least to satisfy spiritual master, some capacity. During this month is for book distribution. Some books, at least 1, 2, 3, 10, 20, whatever capacity. We should try. It's not going to be easy, but at least we can endeavor it. Then Lord will use energy and strength. So this is the process which we simply follow it. 5:31. So our time is up. So that is the instruction here we get. Many things can be learned, but this chapter, humbly request, we all should look at the purports, make a notes, make points, and then ponder upon it and see what we all can do to improve our consciousness, improve our chanting, improve our hearing, improve our services. Then we can become to somewhat of Dhruva, very determined, and our spiritual masters will be very happy to see us, very happy to see us working in very determined way. So that will be glorious. So our life will be glorious. Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you very much for patient listening. Nandra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna. Any questions?
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Naman Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Questions can be posted in Nityam Bhagavata Sevya. We'd like to wish everybody a safe and Krishna conscious day and week ahead. And today is a very special day, Sapala Ekadasi. Minimally fasting from grains and beans and increasing our Krishna consciousness. The Parna time, breaking fast time, tomorrow is from 7:14 to 10:19 a.m. We like to offer our prayers to the Supreme Lord by chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Nrsinga, Jai Nrsinga, Praladesha, Jaya Padma Mukha Padma Lingam. Ugraveedam Mahavishnum Jwalantam Sarvatomukam Nrsingham Bhishanam Bhadram Mityam Vamiham. Nrsinga Bhagwan ki jai, Prahlad Maharaj ki jai. Let's offer our humble obeisances to all the assembled Vaishnavas. Mancha Kalpatarubhasya Kripa Sindhu Bhayavacha Patitanam Pavanebhayo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Premanande.
Thank you, Krishna Namanda Prabhuji. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Everyone. Hare Bo. Hare Krishna.